Welcome, everybody, to the Saturday Night Network's coverage of SNL50, The Red Carpet. So excited to be back with you here to present to you our interviews that we recorded from the Red Carpet, which aired directly before the anniversary special that we all celebrated last weekend. We are, of course, here as a presentation of LateNighter.com, and we got James with us as well. James, how are you?
John, it's great. It's truly an honor to be there representing I feel like we were representing the SNL community. My feeling when we were there on the carpet was that we were serving the fans, the people that grew up with the show, care about the people that created the show. So it was very much an honor to speak with current and former cast members, writers, hosts, and now to share with some of you the conversations we had live from the carpet.
Definitely. We're really grateful to NBC for inviting us there. It was a very cool experience to be on the carpet. We were there for about 3 hours before the special began to talk to all of these cast members and former hosts that walked the carpet. There were about 10 broadcast outlets that were there as well, different NBC affiliates doing some interviews. And then there was online media and print, and we were among them. And it was a really interesting experience. All of the cast members walking over to different outlets. We had no idea how long we would have with them, but very quickly once we were there, we got to see that the cast members were walking with different publicists. And naturally, James, you and I, we do this series called SNL Stories here on the SNN, where we get to talk in depth with a lot of these former cast members, maybe for half an hour or an hour about their experience. And we couldn't do that on the carpet, but it was still a really cool experience to talk to them for maybe 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes in some cases, and getting to hear, a great soundbite from them about what it meant to be at the show. So today you will be seeing all different types of conversations from people from all eras. We decided to, look through the interviews. Like I said, we recorded for a few hours and cut them down to really the best stuff here today. And we're going to put everything in chronological order so that you guys can watch everything from, the people from the original era all the way to today. One of the really cool things that we realized that I didn't even know when we were there, but when we were looking through it, is that we spoke to at least one person from every season of Saturday Night Live. So you're getting the full SNL series experience here today. So James and I will be back between some of the eras to set up who we will be talking to today. But there is one era in particular, James, that I know you were very excited to talk to.
Yeah, I must say it was just super special to see and speak with some of the original cast. So coming up, we have brief interviews with Chevy Chase and Laraine Newman that we hope you'll enjoy.
Yeah, and though we didn't get a chance to visit with them, it was so exciting to get to see Garrett Morris and Jane Curtin there as well. Anytime you get to see them, it's just a privilege. So very excited that they were there.
Yeah, and John, with that, it seems only appropriate that we would start with the same words that put the whole thing in motion when Chevy Chase delivered the line for the very first time on October 11th, 1975.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
It's the Saturday Night Live 50th Anniversary Red Carpet with hosts Jon Schneider and James Stevens. Featuring Fred Armisen, Alec Baldwin, Nate Bargatze, Quinta Brunson, Chevy Chase, Ellen Cleghorne, Billy Crystal, Mikey Day, Andrew Dismukes, Robin Duke, Nora Dunn, Dean Edwards, Jimmy Fallon, Will Forte, Tom Hanks, Marcello Hernandez, Taran Killam, Michael Longfellow, Jon Lovitz, Finesse Mitchell, Bobby Moynihan, Kevin Nealon, Laraine Newman, Mike O'Brien, Bob Odenkirk, Ashley Padilla, Chris Parnell, Paula Pell, Jay Farrow, Joe Piscopo, Tim Robinson, Adam Sandler, Jerry Seinfeld, Sarah Sherman, Julia Sweeney, Terry Sweeney, Bowen Yang, Sasheer Zamata, Alan Zweibel. Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Schneider and James Stevens.
Yes, that is right. Welcome on in, everybody, to the Saturday Night Network live here from the SNL50, the anniversary special Red Carpet. My name is Jon Schneider from the SNN.
And I'm James Stevens. We're here at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary, the Red Carpet.
Yes, and we can't wait to meet all of your favorite cast members, hosts, and special guests celebrating the 50-year institution of Saturday Night Live. We hope you enjoy these very special interviews from James and Jon from the SNN. Enjoy.
I am with Janie and Chevy Chase. I said it in the correct order, right? It is such a pleasure to have you guys here. Last night, I'm sure you know this, they reran the very first episode of Saturday Night Live in the 11:30 slot.
We should have. Yeah. Chris Rock's birthday party.
Oh, that's right.
Well, of course, priorities, right? But at the time, you would not have expected this thing to go this long. There's no way.
I did.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I didn't
He's
know how long,
prolific.
but I knew it was good, and that we were going to survive without me.
Well, you have to feel like you're just on cloud nine in the fact that, like, you're the cast that started this. That's so incredible.
Yeah.
Well, Chevy, Lorne, and Michael O'Donoghue set the template, the format that's carried it through.
Isn't there a story after that very first Christmas break, you guys coming back here and just writing nonstop that next episode that won the Emmy?
That's right.
Yeah.
That was us. That was me.
That was you guys.
That was me and Lauren.
Well, you guys are still a tight relationship. It's such a pleasure to meet your lovely wife, and I know your family through music. It's such an honor.
Yeah, you've been
Three
very
daughters.
sweet. Thank you very much.
I am with the lovely and talented, the beautiful Laraine Newman. Laraine, what is it like to be back here?
Incredible. Old friends, new friends. It's great.
Your memoir that came out, I think, 2 years ago was incredible. For those of you that don't know, it's an audio book where it's recited by Laraine, where characters, voices, and it's very deep.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That probably took a long time.
Actually, no. I mean, I wrote a lot of things to avoid writing the book, and then those things really worked well for the book. So it was just a matter of sewing it all together.
It's incredible to think at the beginning you had no idea that, 50 years from now you would be doing this. At any point, even as you were sort of watching it from afar, did you go, gosh darn it, this thing is going to be here forever?
I think while we're in it, it was hard to know that. And still, as years went on, as successive years happened, it's hard to really see that. That's a big picture thing, not my strength.
I get it, but you do have some talented children as well, so a lot of us are fans, and you have a new movie that came out where your voice is in there again?
Dog Man, yes, Dog Man.
Laraine Newman, thank you so much. I'm with Alan and Robin Zweibel. They make an appearance, a great appearance, in one of the most recent Gilda documentaries. I thought you guys were so lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What is it like to be back and see some of your best friends from ages ago?
It's fantastic. It's a lot of them were best friends ages ago.
Feels like a sorority, like a fraternity sorority.
But it's all coming back. It's like a high school
Very sweet.
reunion. It's wonderful to see people everyone's excited. It's a good mood.
And you gave some incredible insight here in the recent documentary on the writing side, and gave some, to some writing hopefuls, some great things. Any more thoughts about just future writers?
Future writers, the first draft you write will stink. It's going to be really shitty. I'm telling you. Am I allowed to say shitty?
You can't.
It's going to be really bad. My old pal Gilda Radner said that the first draft is the vomit draft. You vomit it out, then you start picking out the corn. She was very poetic that way, but it's true.
It holds up.
It's lonely. But it's not. But the most important thing is to get it down on paper. Everything in your head is worthy of a Pulitzer. Something happens between here and the page, okay? But know that that's going to be, and eventually, you'll craft it into what you want it to be.
Thank you. Zweibel's the couple of the evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was so cool, James, that you got to talk to some people from the original era, including a couple of original cast members from SNL. So I'm very excited for you that you got that opportunity and that you all got to listen to that. Next up, we're going to be talking to some people from the Ebersol era.
Yeah, Dick Ebersol and his cast don't always, get the credit that they deserve. Not only did they keep the show going during the 5 years when Lorne Michaels was away, there are some incredible sketches, characters, musical performances that mark some of the show's best moments, truly. So here are some interviews with some of the fine folks from 1980 to 1985.
Joe, what does it mean to be back here after all these years and everything that you did for the show?
I'm like, I think because I'm not performing tonight, I'm just like 10 years ago I had to do a piece, and I remember Spielberg was here. As Spielberg goes, Joe, I hope you're doing Frank Sinatra tonight. I said, yes, sir, Mr. Spielberg, whatever you like, sir. And I ended up doing something, but now that I don't have to, I'm with my daughter. I can hang. I'm relaxed. I'm grateful. I mean, but grateful beyond words. The humility really comes out to be part of this magnificent. Look at this, honey. You see this? If you look, all the press, international, around the world, and I was just a small part of it, but so proud to be a part of it.
Well, I don't think you were a small part of it, because I don't know if you realize, during the entire Ebersol era, you were in the most sketches of anybody. So you completely dominated the show. We do a lot of statistics from the history of the show. You have one of the highest sketch per episode averages of anyone who's ever been on Saturday Night Live. So
good. And when can we do that interview, by the way?
Whenever you want, because I'm telling you, like, I know you're a sports guy, right? So, you know, like, if you go look at those, like, old eras of sports, you're one of those people that just dominated the sport that you were in.
I felt a responsibility back then. It was very stressful. And the 4 years that I was on, it just had to keep up with the greatness of John Belushi, Denny Aykroyd, and Gilda Radner, and Jane Curtin, and Chevy. Very tough. Laraine Newman, Garrett Morris. Billy Murray. So we had to maintain that legacy. So I think that was my driving factor, But that's a great. Adam Carolla said. He said, how many people have been on Saturday Night Live? Only like 130 something.
167.
You are the best, man. That is so. He knew it. But
that's why you got to come on with us, because we got your whole stat sheet going.
But out of 50 years, it's an honor. Yes. It's an honor. So thank you for telling me that.
Of course. What does it mean? One more question. What does it mean to see your castmates that are here? So you got Robin Duke here. Obviously Eddie's here. Tim Kazurinsky, Gary Kroger. What does it mean to see all of them again?
Thank you. It's a comfort level. We were in battle together, and we stuck together. There was never a competition. And it was an honor to work with the great Eddie Murphy. Timmy Kazurinsky really held us all together. Timmy Kazurinsky did. Robin Duke and the Whiners. It was like Doug and Wendy Weiner. So it's really and Gary, I saw Gary the other night, a real comfort level. But it's a good question.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Everybody go get Average Joe right now. It's going to be out soon. Got to buy his book. It's going to be amazing.
I am with the one, the only, the beautiful Robin Duke here. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen?
Who, me?
What does it feel like to be back and to see some of your castmates like Gary and Tim and Joe? Everybody's here.
Well, you just go right back. It's like there's no time in between. You're just right back, friends. You've gone through the, whatever you call it. You've gone through it all together, and there's just
like war or something.
You've gone through war. Mary Gross used to say it was like PTSD. Now I'm sure that's like.
I think you're probably not supposed to say anymore, but when you walk in the building, what's that feel like?
Well, I don't have a great memory, so it feels great right now. And it's like, was I here? I really do. I walk in, we were here the other day to pick something up, and I walked in and I was really like, wow, I can't believe I was here for 3 years. I have no memory of that up there or that over there.
Or the time you took us around the studio when you were displaced because of the election, remember? And the cold open. Here's Robin Duke taking us up and down different floors.
That's right. I did it that was a Howard Hessman show.
It absolutely was. And he came through on his motorcycle out of the elevators, didn't he?
You're keeping track, aren't you? That's good. Thank you.
Well, and the lovely Mary Gross gives her blessings as well, wishing that she could be here.
Oh, golly, I wish she was here. Mary and I were very close throughout those times. We got very, very close, and we're still in touch. We always see each other, and I was talking to her a couple of weeks ago. We were just laughing and having a good conversation.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Well, it is amazing to have you here. And anything that you want to say to the fans? Because here's the thing that just occurred to us here recently is due to the advent of all this, streaming, like on Peacock, there's a new generation that is finding your cast and your episodes now for the first time.
Oh, I love that. Well, keep watching. Keep watching. There's some really great performances, funny stuff. I mean, if you haven't seen Too Hot in the Hot Tub, you have not seen comedy, right?
Agreed.
That's the pinnacle of it all.
Or Mrs. T's Bloody Mary mix.
Shut up, old man. Shut up. Get in the fool. I did the very first Mr. T impersonation, by the way.
It is true. I do know that.
Yeah.
But now everybody needs to know that.
Nobody had ever done him. and they came up to me and they wanted me to tell him what the sketch was about, or read him the sketch as Mr. T. And that wasn't the protocol, but the producers were afraid of how he might react to an impersonation of him. So they ran off and hid while I read the script to him.
And you won him over. You won Mr. T.
I won him over. He laughed and he said, "You're a funny lady."
That is amazing.
So that was big.
Robin Duke, it is such an amazing pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Enjoy the night.
We're here with the legendary Billy Crystal here at SNL's 50th anniversary. Yes, absolutely legendary. Hosted before you were a cast member, one of the only people to ever do that. I mean, what does it mean for you to be back here at the 50th?
I'm thrilled to be part of the incredible legacy of this show. It's been a part of my life for 50 years. I had the greatest creative experience that year that I was here. Working with incredible cast, Marty Short, Chris Guest, Jim Belushi, Mary Gross, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Rich Hall, Harry Shearer. It was, we had a great group. And every week to me was a special. It was like, all right, what can we do now? And Dick Ebersol produced that year that I was there. And I wish he could be here tonight. Because he's part of this legacy also. So
I know you came back a few years ago with Vanessa Bayer when she did the bar mitzvah kid. What was that like, being part of modern SNL?
I called her. I said, "Listen, I got an idea. I could play your father, and I'll talk the same way." And she said, "Great," and we did it, and it was fun.
Yeah, and you did Fernando at one of the anniversary specials. Any chance we get that tonight?
I remember that when Gary Busey came towards me.
Yeah. Well, great to see you. Thank you so much for your time, Billy.
That was awesome, James, to talk to some people from the Ebersol era. Like you said, not always getting their due, and it's exciting to get to talk to them here today. So fantastic stuff. And next up, we're going to talk to some former cast members from the late 80s when Lorne returned to the show, and we happily refer to them as the second golden era players. And, it was really interesting in the anniversary special. We didn't get to see a lot from that era. So for us, getting to talk to some of these people on the carpet meant so much more. So I hope you enjoy our conversation here with some of the folks from the late 80s.
I am standing here with the one, the only, the talented Terry Sweeney. Can you believe this?
Oh my God, I believe it, but yeah, I hope you believe it.
Your personality and the way you approached that recent documentary about season 11 was fantastic. Are you getting a lot of compliments?
Yes, there's been like 4 articles written about me since then. I'm in Washington Post and New York Magazine and then Queerty and all kinds of things because a lot of people didn't realize what I was going through and what was happening. And 1985 was a rough year for gay people. It was the beginning of a gay Holocaust, even though it started a couple years before. But I was doing, I went to 13 funerals and 13 friends that I lost, and then I was supposed to go in and do comedy and be funny, and I was under a lot of it was a very emotional time for me.
And Lorne supported you.
Oh, Lorne was great. The fact that Lorne hired me was a very big deal because at that time you couldn't hire there was a morals clause that you had to sign. You couldn't be a homosexual, a murderer, or a convict. Really horrible stuff.
And Lorne and the show pushed back.
They pushed back, and he stood up for me, and he took a chance on me, and I'll always appreciate that.
Absolutely. And for those that don't know, you were a fantastic writer a few seasons earlier with the season 6 folks.
That's right. So I had already written, and at that time it was Jean Dumanian, and she was like, "I think I should put you on the show," And
you did a few appearances.
Yeah, little things. They cast me once as Ron Reagan Jr.
Absolutely.
What's this Reagan thing in me? Oh my God! But they thought I looked like.
And then of course Mrs. Reagan later. So yes.
Yeah, that family. I think he loves me. I don't know if she loves me. But I wasn't after her love. But it was
There you go. Well, what is it like to just see some of those writers and cast members that you worked with so long all coming together here this week?
This is really exciting. It's very exciting because first of all, I want to meet Bowen. Bowen's excited to meet me. Kate, we haven't met each other, so it's really, he's written lovely things to me, but it's so exciting there are gay people out there, and this time it's Bowen. It was 30 years. You had 30 years.
30 years. And your partner,
and Lanier has been a writer. He was one of the first gay writers on the show. supporting me and writing for me, because a lot of people were not writing for me there. I don't think I'd ever seen a drag queen up close. And they were nice, educated white boys from good schools, and they were so clueless. And I think they thought our stuff like campy. Camp? What is camp? I was sent to camp for the summer. I mean, that's what they had no idea. So I kind of blew their minds, and they didn't write for me, and I was like, okay. But I got some great stuff on it. I'm proud.
You absolutely did, and you made that documentary. You have the last line in it, and your personality really comes through.
Oh, thank you so much.
So it's such a pleasure.
Got the last word. Yeah.
You did, absolutely. That's right.
So nice to see you. What does it mean to be back here?
It's just, I don't know where I am right now. I really don't, because, I worked here for 5 years. I don't recognize it now, but I'm starstruck because it's Kate is back there, Maya's back there, Kristen's back there, Laraine Newman and Jane Curtin, and, it's the first time I go, oh yeah, I'm a part of this.
Well, I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of young people that are going back and watching your seasons now because they're so available, and seeing you and Jen together is so meaningful for so many people. What would she feel if she was here to be with you?
Jen created the Sweeney sisters. It was her idea. She brought it to me, and we were sisters. It made us be sisters, and it really characterized our whole relationship. So I miss her tonight.
Yes. What about Pat Stevens? Any chance we get that tonight?
Oh my God! I've seen do's and don'ts tonight. But fashion is Fashion doesn't take, you don't have to think about it. That's what I love.
It was honestly one of my favorite characters. I know you worked with the Turners on it, was it, after like a little bit?
I had been doing Pat Stevens before I came to Saturday Night Live, and then we created a show for her, so a lot of writers chipped in there.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best and totally underrated, and we recommend it to a lot of people. So, yes. And it was just so wonderful to get to see you. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Seriously, enjoy yourself. All right, we're here with the legendary Jon Lovitz, who's back here for SNL50. Jon, what does it mean to be back here?
It means the world to me. I'm so happy to be here this weekend. It's been fantastic, and whenever I'm here, I feel like I'm back home, and it's, it changed my life, and it's like deja vu, and it's just wonderful.
So if I remember correctly, during SNL40, they killed you off the show. So
yeah, that was the joke. They said I was dead, and then they cut to me in the audience, and then people on Twitter and stuff like, oh, he died. I'm so sorry. I'm like, are they idiots? Like, they cut to me in the audience going, what?
But everyone's going to be surprised to see you back here because they thought that you died 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, morons.
I got to ask you, I know Phil Hartman was your brother. What would it mean to Phil to be here tonight if he was able to be?
Be the world. I wish he was here. It's sad, and he was the best. He was like my big brother, and, it's something you never get over, but I know that he'd go, come on, Don, have fun, and he was the best.
Absolutely. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of young people going back watching your old seasons, and just getting to watch Phil Hartman again. He might be the greatest cast member of all time.
Yeah, we were in the Groundlings Theater and together, and he'd been there too. He was the king of the Groundlings, the improv group. So the second year of my show, they go, we want people you work well with. I said, well, Lauren, you should hire Phil. I go, if you think I'm good, I go, you'd love Phil. He's a genius. And I looked up to him. He was 9 years older and big influence on me. Yeah, he could do anything.
And a couple years ago, you did.
By the way, if you like Phil, there's a sketch we did, One More Mission, that we wrote together. Yeah. And it was Phil's favorite sketch that we did, mine too.
Well, I love Old Hollywood, the one that you guys did in his second episode.
Yeah, well, that's one. Yeah, it was kind of a spoof of that.
Yes, that was fantastic. A couple years ago, there was that whole George Santos thing with The Liar that you did on Fallon, and I would have sworn that you would have brought back Tommy Flanagan to SNL, that Lauren would have called you.
I wasn't sure. I know, but they had Bowen Yang do it, but.
Yeah. But I thought Tommy Flanagan was George Santos.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's so great to see you. Wonderful that you're back here, so congratulations on all your accomplishments. We are here with the legendary Kevin Nealon back at SNL50. Kevin, what does it mean for you to be here?
It means that I get to experience an unbelievable, epic event in my life and a lot of people's lives, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Any chance we're getting Mr. Subliminal tonight at all?
Yeah, absolutely not a chance. I think it'll be great to do that. I think it would be great, Fat Chance. I think would certainly do that.
I want to ask you, because I know that Norm came right after you with the Weekend Update, and you guys know each other really well. What would it have meant to Norm to be here tonight for the 50th?
Well, it would have been great for Norm. It would have been great for all of us to see Norm. Norm was such a staple on this show. People loved him. And I wish he were here. I wish Phil Hartman was here. I wish Jan Hooks were here. Chris Farley, everybody that's passed. Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here representing second golden era, we always call it. You guys had an amazing cast together. So all these old, younger people are going back and watching your shows. Yeah. Is that cool for you that you have new generations that are falling in love with Kevin Nealon on SNL?
Oh, I love it. I love it. My son is 18, and I'm introducing him to the second golden years. But he's, I think it's like us going back and watching old reruns of other, talk shows and things. It's kind of fun to see the guests on there and who was there.
What does it mean to be back here for the 50th?
It's amazing. It's really been one of the funnest things I would never have imagined. So many showbiz honorary performance things are just, something you do and see some friends. But it's really special, and you keep thinking back to when you were a kid and you watched the show. Can't believe you got to be a part of it, and now here it is. So many years later, and I feel very lucky to have been a part of it.
There's a lot of new SNL fans that are tracking who wrote what sketches from old eras, and your legacy at the show is only growing because people are finding out about all the amazing work you did for so many years. Does that mean it? You did do a lot. I think you did.
I should have done more. I helped a lot with some sketches. I wrote one or two really great ones, but mostly I helped Robert Smigel write his fantastic sketches. But I learned everything here, and then I went and used it in Mr. Show.
So great to see you both. Enjoy the evening. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Naomi.
Well, are we having fun yet? I think so. The late 80s, early 90s, what a great era. So that was a lot of fun. And I just got to tell you what's coming up next. Some great hosts. It was so cool to be able to talk to some of the greatest hosts of all time who were really just as excited, if not even more so in some cases, and happy to be present for the 50th celebration. We have coming up here Alec Baldwin, Tom Hanks, Jerry Seinfeld. If you think about it, this is going to represent 35 years of hosts with these next three.
Hey, we're here with Alec Baldwin, 17-time SNL host, celebrating the biggest night in SNL history. What does it mean to you to be here, Alec?
Well, these guys have been a part of my life for so long. I was here in 1990, and then I did the Trump thing in 16, and I've been in and out of this building quite a bit. They're all friends of mine, especially Lauren and Higgins and Marcy. Shout out to Marcy Klein, the greatest TV producer I ever worked with. We're among them. And they're my friends, and it was always the most fun. Movie making can be challenging, it can be fun, but not as fun as Saturday Night Live.
I always felt like you were another cast member because of you joining the show and being there every single week. Is that how you felt?
Yes, but now I'm too old to be in the cast.
I don't want to talk to those other people. We only want to talk to you.
Well, I appreciate it. We're here with the legendary Tom Hanks, 10-time SNL host. Tom, what does it mean to be here at the 50th?
If I had been able to, I never would have left. I just would have found a little place to have a cot and a hot plate, and I just hang around and do it every year, all 50 of them.
When you were at the 40th, would you be surprised to know that you had the biggest character between the 40th and the 50th with David S. Pumpkins? I mean, that went absolutely viral.
Well, you never know what's going to happen. When we did that, I was mostly worried that the elevator doors were going to close properly, because that's not an easy special effect to make happen.
So great to see you. I hope you enjoyed the night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the one, the only Jerry Seinfeld, 2-time SNL host. What does it mean to be here for the 50th?
To me, it's like a great New York monument, this show, and I'm just proud of it being here so long and being so great for so long. I just love the show. There's so many funny people.
Do you know that the first time you hosted in the early 90s, that's some people's absolute favorite episode in the history of the show? People do rankings, and that episode that you did your first time hosting, unreal, I swear.
I don't believe you, but it's such a nice compliment.
Top to
what the hell, I'll just take it.
Top to bottom, the game show sketches, everything.
Was fun,
unbelievable. You in the classroom, everything. Just so good.
Oh, I'm so glad. I didn't think I was that good at it.
You were great. Well, great to see you. Thank you for everything. Enjoy the show. All right, that was so awesome to get to talk to Alec Baldwin, Tom Hanks, and Jerry Seinfeld, some of the greatest hosts of all time who I never thought I was going to have a chance to talk to. So really appreciate those conversations. Next up, we're going to talk to some people from the 1990 to 1995 era of SNL, in particular, Adam Sandler, somebody who, again, I never thought we would have a chance to talk to, but he was so nice. After the cameras stopped rolling, he came over to me and he thanked me for the interview, and not everybody did that on
on the carpet. So very complimentary, and I really appreciated getting to talk to the Sandman. So up next, here's our conversation with some of the people from the early 90s.
I'm here with Adam Sandler, legendary SNL cast member, here at the 50th. What does it mean to you to be back here for the 50th?
Fantastic. I didn't know how great it was going to feel. We heard about the 50th coming all year long, and it's like, oh yeah, that's going to be exciting. And then this week, Friday night, Radio City, seeing everybody, all the bands, seeing all old friends, you just get, there's something. Nobody wants to sleep. We're staying up late. We're enjoying life, and nobody wants it to end.
So we're not doing this live. We're not releasing this live, but I heard you're doing something for Norm tonight. Yes. So what does that entail? What does it mean to you?
Oh, no. I've shown respect to a lot of people on the show, and Norm was a great friend of mine, and Farley was a great friend of mine, and I loved them both beyond, and had many great times with them, as did everybody else in our cast, and we always will miss them both.
We got to get that second time hosting from you, because you did a great job your first time.
Thank you.
So great to see you. What does it mean to be back here for the 50th?
It feels great. I feel lucky to be part of it, and I'm excited to see the show.
Yeah, it's so nice to see you. Has it been good seeing your old castmates that you were on the show with?
Much more fun than I expected. We're all older, and so we kind of passed that threshold of really giving an F about it. So now everybody's become their own curmudgeon-y selves, and that is the best.
I want to ask you, I know you were really good friends with Phil Hartman. What would it have meant for Phil to be here at the 50th?
He would have loved it. He loved this kind of thing, and he would have made the most of it, and I feel really sad that he's not here.
Well, it's so great that you are here, and we get to honor his legacy, so have a wonderful time tonight. Great to see you.
Thanks.
Pleasure to meet you. What does it mean to be back here?
It means everything. It means I did it. My work is really here.
And in the 40th, you were a part of that Q&A, which was so cool. Everyone was so happy to see you. Do we maybe get Zareta tonight? Anything from you?
Not that I know of.
How does it feel to see all of these younger people going back and watching your old work?
I did not know they were, but good for you, kids. I'm happy to see you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the night. It's such a pleasure to see you, Ellen. Yes. Have a wonderful time.
All right, John, this is going to be a good time here. We are going into the early 2000s with some incredible folks. I was thrilled to be able to speak with my buddy Chris Parnell, who just crushed it 2 nights earlier at the SNL50 homecoming concert. We had a great time.
Yeah, and somebody who opened up that concert was Jimmy Fallon, who did the whole ode to, John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd with the Blues Brothers. And he's somebody who I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get a chance to talk to, but you'll see in this interview, I was really vibing with Jimmy, him talking about his experience growing up and being a huge fan of SNL. So I hope you do appreciate the conversation, everything he's about to say. And then also seeing my man, Dean Edwards, who we once had on SNL Stories.
Friend of the network, yeah.
Yeah, just so cool to get to see him again. And that was one of the great things that, we don't get to see always in these interviews, but between them, like people coming up to us, excited to see us, that we were there. So that was a really, really awesome part. So I hope you enjoy these conversations with our friends from the early 2000s.
We're here with one of the greatest SNL writers of all time, Paula Pell, who helped write the show tonight. So Paula, what can we expect? Give us a little tease.
A lot of recurring characters that you haven't seen in a while, some newer ones you've seen not that long ago that are fantastic, and a lot of people on stage, like a lot of people both that hosted, that were in casts, all mixed together in this beautiful soup. It's really going to be great.
That's so cool. So I don't know if you know, but a lot of people are going back. They're figuring out who wrote what sketch. They're really loving getting the writing credits from the history of the show. What does that mean to you? People are discovering your work.
It means so much, because really in the early years, you really can be at 20 parties and someone's talking to you about a sketch you wrote and they don't know you wrote it. It's very anonymous. I actually loved it for a long time because it really makes you just worry about the work, and it's not about all the stuff around it. So I think it's a beautiful thing that you don't get too big of a head, and you just and also when you want to hide, if your sketch ate it, then no one knows you wrote it. You're like, I don't know who wrote that.
I gotta tell you, you wrote one of my favorite sketches, the like Omeleteville, that whole series with Justin. Like, what's it like working with him, like a guy like that?
Anytime you hand Justin anything, he immediately elevates it to like 9,000 times better. And I'm a musical person, but like I would sit and sing the Omeleteville thing back to him, and he'd immediately do like full, incredible dancing with it, incredible stuff. So unbelievable.
So just one of the many great sketches from Paula Pell. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the show. We are here with the legendary Jimmy Fallon at SNL's 50th anniversary. Dude, what does it mean to be here?
Since I was a kid, I dreamt of being on this show. I mean, if I would blow out the candles on a birthday cake, or throw a coin in a fountain, I always dreamt of being on the show. Here we are. I'm 50. The show's 50. I feel like I was born for this show.
I have to tell you, when you and Justin opened up the 40th together, one of the greatest moments of my life. I used to watch that to like pump me up, because that was the medley was so good. Can you top that tonight?
They have some things that are pretty toppable. It's great. Tonight's insane. The lineup's nuts. I only know like about 4 things that's happening, but they're all crazy.
Yes, I know.
Next level.
Everybody knows you're an SNL fan, but I want to tell you how much the fans appreciate how much you love the show. It just means everybody.
I wouldn't be who I am without the fans. I am a fan. I used to videotape the show and not leave my house on Saturday nights. I wouldn't go to a party in college because I had to watch Saturday Night Live.
Well, you're talking to the right people. These are the biggest fans of SNL in the world that are watching this right now. So
I was psyched to give a shout out to the Blues Brothers the other night. A little tribute to John. Hopefully he was watching and knowing that we're keeping the tradition going, man. Let's get crazy.
100%. Enjoy tonight.
Good to see you, brother.
I am with the man, the myth, the legend, the Parnell, the Iceman. It is so good to see you. You brought the house down the other night in Radio City Music Hall. When you came out on the stage, no one was expecting it. The best moment of the night.
Oh, I don't know about that now, but that's very kind. Thank you.
The community out there, it loves you. I mean, the way you were the glue. You were the person after Phil Hartman who just kept the cast together twice.
Well, twice. I'm always happy to be included in a sentence with Phil Hartman, so that's a great honor.
What does it feel like to be back, to be around your castmates, number of folks that I'm sure you've not seen for a number of years? It's like a homecoming, I'd imagine.
It really is. I mean, some of them I haven't seen in 10 years, since the 40th. But it's always just fun. And then, some of the hosts that, you haven't seen in a long time, and it's just a blast. It's amazing.
I did want to say this. What is really interesting right now is with the advent of streaming, there's so many people in this next generation that are learning your shows, the SNL, for the first time right now. Anything you want to say to them?
I know. Enjoy. Some of them are fantastic. Not all the sketches are great, but probably the ones that are the best are the ones that are getting streamed, getting seen a lot. So.
Well, thanks for being with us here on this Sunday. Not so much a lazy Sunday, would you say?
Well, it was a lazy day for me. It's not going to be a lazy evening.
Well, there you go.
The day was lazy, yeah.
Thanks so much, Chris Parnell. Yeah, appreciate you.
What's up, man? You were on our podcast a few years ago, and everyone loved it. Everyone else says, "Oh, thank you." Not as good as you though. You look fantastic.
Oh, now we both fly. We both supposed. Hold on, let's pose for this. Look at this. Look at how fly we look.
What does it mean to be back here?
Man, it's awesome. I feel redundant because people are asking that, but it's like, no, this is exciting, man. I missed the 40th anniversary. Okay. I missed the 40th because I was working. So when this came up, I actually was supposed to be gigging out of town this week. But I said, nope, I canceled it. And I said, I'm going to put on my Sunday best and make sure I see everybody, but mainly because there's so many people you miss, right? And being back in this building and being around so many amazing performers. I mean, like seeing Mike Shoemaker, seeing Kenny Among, who retired 2 years ago, and getting to see him. I was almost in tears on Friday night when I saw him at Radio City because I haven't seen Kenny in so long, and he was Lauren's lieutenant that you always could rely on to have your back. If you had a question that needed answering, he was the guy. And so Leslie was doing interviews way down on the other end, and seeing where she and I came from. Leslie, when she first moved to New York, I let her stay in my apartment because her living situation didn't work out, and we bonded over that. I wasn't even in town. One of my friends said, "Can she stay?" And I said, "Yeah." And then we wound up tight, And while she was in New York for like 2 or 3 years, we rode around to hole-in-the-wall clubs in Brooklyn and Queens and the Bronx and Jersey. And so now we're on this red carpet, or this, black carpet for SNL. To see how far we come from the late 90s to this is incredible, man. It doesn't get better than this.
Have you reconnected with Jeff and Seth and Amy, like the people you came in with?
As funny you say that, because Jeff and I, we've been talking the entire time we were coming to do this. We hung out on Friday night. I spoke to Jeff earlier today, and I saw Seth. Seth gave me some love. He was like, dude, I saw your Tonight Show set with Jimmy. And then I was talking to my wife, and she tapped, and Amy was like, Dean, and I was like, oh man, and you didn't realize how much you missed these people, man.
You're the same rookie class, like you came in together.
Dude, it was dope, man. So I'm emotional to a point where I'm saying I don't want to get the tears rolling, but I'm excited.
Well, you look great. I hope you enjoy tonight. It's so great to see you. What does it mean to be back here after all these years?
Oh, it's great, man. I'm so happy to be back, to see all my old friends. I'm happy to be wearing such a beautiful tuxedo that's clearly killing everybody else's choices that they made.
You look great.
Thank you. But to be around Lauren again and to just feel his love, it's like he's just such a father figure, man, and I don't take that lightly.
What about Keenan? Because you guys came in together. Was it nice to see him?
No, he owed me money. I ain't fooling with Keenan right now until he pay up. He said that Kansas City was going to win. They lost. I want my money. No, Keenan is like my brother. He's like my little big brother because he's so knowledgeable about the business. So there's so many times when I just have to ask him advice, and he's always there. And we always hang out and just still catch up like we are still freshmen on the show,
That's so great to hear. I love it, seeing the camaraderie and that you guys are together again. So enjoy tonight.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you. Bless.
All right, I am so pumped to introduce these interviews coming up next. These are the cast members that I always talk about that I grew up with on the show and some of my all-time favorites. So just getting to talk to them at the carpet was really cool. They played all a very big role in the special. So I hope you enjoy these conversations coming up with Fred Armisen, Will Forte, and Bobby Moynihan.
Fred Armisen is here at SNL50. Unbelievable. I know you're going to be a big part of the show tonight, so you must be excited.
I should have worn my badge.
Happy to have you. So what does it mean to be back here? I know you come back, once a season every now and then, but to be here for an anniversary show, what does that mean to you?
To me, it's like seeing everything at once and seeing all these cast members in one place. I love it. From all the different casts, I love SNL. To see it in one place at the same time is amazing.
How did we not get Ferricito on Friday? I was waiting for him to come out the concert.
Oh, it's not too late. I'll run back and do it.
Noted. But it's great to see you, Fred. We're with the legendary Will Forte here at SNL50. Will, what does it mean to you to be back here at the 50th?
I mean, it's the most special thing of all time. It is a place that I'm so proud to be a member of this club that got to be a part of this show. It's like a little family. And then once your time at the show is over, you keep in touch with everybody, but you don't see them in the way that you used to. It used to just be you're going to battle together every week, and so to get to see everybody like this has been really fun.
I don't know if you realize how beloved you are right now. People are absolutely loving your work on the show. Some of the favorite sketches of all time are from you. What does it mean to all the for all the new fans that are checking out your work from your time at the show?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what you always hope is that that if you do a good sketch, you're like, oh, I hope people watch this. Don't watch the bad ones.
Yours are all good.
Oh, thank you.
It's so great to see you. Congratulations on being here. We're here with the legendary Bobby Moynihan. Bobby, what does it mean to be here for the show?
It's the best. It's home.
Yeah. I mean, you were in the cast during the 40th, so is it different being here not as a cast member?
Yes, I can't imagine what the cast members are going through that are on the show right now, because it's like doing 10 SNLs at once, and it's chaos, but it's beautiful, wonderful chaos that I'm used to, and it's good to be back.
We're all still vouching for that Bobby Moynihan hosted episode. It's going to happen.
Someday.
We're going to make the push, so we really hope to see you back here on a regular episode. We love you, Bobby. Thanks.
I love you too. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for doing everything and giving me all my facts that I need.
Love my man, Bobby Moynihan. Always great to see him. Very cool to get to talk to him on the carpet. And then up next, we're going to continue on with that next era going into the late 2010s. And we're going to talk to two cast members now who we didn't really get to say goodbye to, Taran Killam and Jay Farrow. And I wasn't sure if we were going to see them back at the show in any capacity. But the fact that they were at the 50th and so excited to be there is something that I really want to point out here as we're about to introduce these interviews. And then, a couple of other people that are coming up, Tim Robinson, Mike O'Brien, and Tim in particular obviously has blown up since his time as a cast member with I Think You Should Leave. He doesn't really do a lot of interviews, so he was naturally a little bit hesitant, as you might see in the interview, but just getting to talk to Tim for a few minutes was a huge thrill for us. So enjoy some of these conversations with our friends from the late 2010s.
What does it mean to be back here?
It has been just like confirmation of how lucky I was, how lucky I am. Like the gift, I feel like Joni Mitchell's Big Yellow Taxi has been playing in my head, and the gift of just like everywhere I look is someone that I respect, I admire, that I've bled with, and I feel like I was lucky enough to be at the 40th. I feel like we learned some things. Yes. So the efficiency and and also the time to celebrate together. We had this beautiful, it was like current cast members, myself, Beck, Kyle, just swapping war stories up in their dressing room yesterday, which was very cathartic and really fun.
Is it different being here not as a current cast member? Do you like it more?
It's the friggin' best. I had not been back in a long time.
You went backstage to the show, I think, like last year or something, right?
I did for the Jason Momoa episode, and I got to bring my eldest child and be cool dad. And it was glorious. It was glorious, and Lauren was incredibly gracious with her, and for that alone, I'll be indebted to him. Not to mention he gave me my dream job as well.
And I don't know if people realize, but like post Bill, Jason, Fred leaving the show, you dominated for years. Like, as you know, we do like a lot of statistics at the SNL. You were just running the show as far as being in the most amount of sketches and stuff like that. And I feel like you brought a lot of star power to the show.
That's very kind. That's very kind. I wish I could claim any intentional credit for that. As a fan of the show, I'm sure you know better than most. It's like however the cards may fall. But my entire cast, I love. Not a bad apple in the bunch. And so to be here and dance the night away with them is really a true treat.
Well, I want to see you and Jay get your due one day. Have you guys come in for a cameo or whatever it is. The fans will go absolutely nuts. So it's so great to see you. Enjoy your night. Thanks so much, Taran.
Thanks for watching.
We're here with my man, Jay Farrow, who I saw it just for last few years ago, and I said he's going to be back at SNL before we know it. So, Jay, what does it mean to be back here?
I'm a part of the fabrication of America that can't be ripped from the threads, bro. This is something that can't be replicated. This is my family, but it's also iconic, and I'm just a piece of it, which makes my life feel better. Makes me feel better in life. So, I don't know, man. It just feels like I'm home. You know?
We're so happy to have you home. I want you and Taran to have your moment because it's been years. We're waiting for it. I want to see you guys make a cameo on an actual episode together. The fans will go nuts.
Hey man, hopefully, dog. I mean, we were definitely some key players for our time, and I love Taran. That's my best friend, one of my best friends, and I would love to do something with him. We should, man. We got to do something.
You got to do something. And one day, I want them to do a whole run of former presidents. You doing Obama again on the show would be really fun.
It would be absolutely fun, man. It's so funny because last time I saw Obama, he told me, he said, man, you gotta relax. You gotta chill out. You just gotta chill. I mean, I like to have fun. You're not having fun on the show, Jay. I can see it. You're nervous as hell. Loosen up, man. I'm like, dude, it ain't got nothing to do with me. It's the writing. He's like, nope. You need to loosen up. Because I like to have fun, baby. Give me a Mai Tai. Let's go to the strip club and make it rain on some strippers. I didn't say that part, but you know.
Well, you seem loose now. I'm so glad to see you here. Congratulations. I'm happy to have you back.
Come on, me too. Yes, sir.
Great to see you. I'm here with the legendary Tim Robinson, Mike O'Brien. What does it mean to you guys to be back here at Saturday Night Live?
It's been great. Yeah, I'll take it. It's great to see all the old friends and crew members and everybody. It's been really fun.
Tim, you've absolutely blown up since you've been a cast member on the show. If they ever asked you to host, would you do it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on all your success. All these people are going back and watching old episodes of the show, seeing your work together. I know you guys are both in the writing staff as well, so seriously, kudos for all the work that you've done.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Enjoy the show tonight. What does it mean to be back here, Sasheer? It's so great to see you.
Thank you. It's really incredible. I mean, I was here for the 40th, and to be here for the 50th is like even more monumental. It's just like kind of surreal.
Is it different not being in the cast and being here?
Yeah, this is much easier. It's so nice to be on this side, just to be a spectator and watch everything. It's nice.
Yes, and you were so good in that Marvel show recently and everything that you've been doing. So is it weird going back to your roots now with SNL, now that you've moved on to such other big projects?
It feels nice. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like a reunion to be like, you know, we're just so proud of each other, and like I'm excited to be able to like, you know, expand my career, but also like recognize where I came from.
Well, we're also happy to see you. Everybody check out Agatha Harkness. Go see Sasheer. So great to see you.
All right, John, here we go. In this last segment, I'm happy to say we have some pretty incredible relationships with many of the current cast, and that actually includes the writers and many of the wonderfully talented crew members that bring the show to life each week.
Definitely. I mean, we're talking about these people on a weekly basis, getting to cover each of their new episodes of the show, and then just getting to see them in person and hearing their thoughts, and the fact that they were excited to see us was really fulfilling and one of the best parts of the whole evening. So we do have some great conversations coming up with members of the current cast, as well as a couple modern day hosts that we are excited to talk to. I want to thank NBC one more time for having us at the carpet. Just the best experience ever. So thank you for having us there, and for all the fans. And also thank LateNighter.com for being the presenting partner for our show today. So I hope you enjoy our final interviews from SNL50, the red carpet.
We're here with Mikey Day. Mikey.
How are you?
Good.
I love that you guys are on the carpet.
I'm so happy to see you. What does it mean to be here for the 50th?
It's surreal. It feels like I'm in a dream world. And also, you know so many people. From hosts that have hosted one time, but you still worked with them. So it's like every time you turn around, you're like, oh my God, you! And so that's been wild. It's been crazy.
You and Streeter continue to crush it week after week. We always that's the big thing.
You guys know
yes.
who writes what.
We absolutely know, and we've been telling people that we think Streeter might be one of the greatest SNL writers ever. Like, he's getting to that point. Your team is like.
So you're pleased this season with our output?
We are very pleased. Very pleased. I know you were working on Bargatze special, but it's still
yeah, that was over Christmas.
But it's great to see you, and congratulations. Keep it up. We love you.
You guys. Thanks for everything you do. I love you guys.
All right, we got Bowen Yang here. So great to see you. What does it mean to be here for the 50th, Bowen?
It is like a four-dimensional tapestry. Like, it's like a crazy crossover moment. Like, I met Denny Dillon and Gail Mathias on Friday, and it was that's when it clicked for me. I'm like, oh, we're all here to just join in on this thing that like binds us together across time, across sensibilities, across everything. Not that many things, not even culturally, but just in terms of the way life works, like unite people in the same way.
I don't know if you know this, but you are the star right now of Saturday Night Live. In its 50th season, you're the one. You're dominating the show. I know you don't want to admit it, but I'm telling you, we know it. We can all see it. You're crushing it right now.
My hit rate is crazy and kooky, but it's...
we keep the stats. So.
You keep the stats, but I think this season, which I think is so fitting of the 50th, is a true ensemble season. I'm so happy to have a liked show in favor of someone else having a great show. It's. I think we're all... I mean, Andy Samberg was saying this the other day. We were shooting a pre-tape, spoiler alert, but he was like, this is a really great cast. You guys really support each other. It reminds me of my time here when like Kristen and Bill and Fred and Maya were all together and just like having each other's backs. I feel like there's that same spirit, so.
We love you. We need to have you on the show sometime soon. The end of last season, you just had back-to-back bangers, and I feel like now you're picking up steam again. How are you feeling about season 50?
Thanks so much. I'm feeling great, having a lot of fun, and it's just been a great season, and I've been feeling pretty good about my work.
That puppet thing that you did on Update, I know you were trying to get it on the year before, and then you ended up getting it on this time. How did that all come together?
It's something that I've had in my back pocket for a long time. Me, August White, and Dan Bulla have wrote it together, and the times I did it the year before, it did well. They just had other stuff, so I always knew I would bring it back just because I was happy with how it went always, and yeah.
So what does it mean to see people like Will Forte, one of your favorites when you were watching the show, be here to get to interact with people from old eras of the cast?
It's been so cool. I had met Forte a few times before, but I'm also meeting a ton of people that I had never met before, and just getting to talk to them and pick their brains about stuff. I met Parnell for the first time. Nice guy, love him. And yeah, it's just been cool to meet all the people I haven't gotten to meet yet. I'm collecting, everybody.
To me, you're part of the legacy of those like 10 to 1 weird sketches. So we love them every single week. Keep it up. You're doing an amazing job, Andrew. We're here with Marcello Hernandez, absolutely blowing up on the show right now. Marcello, what does it mean to be here at the 50th?
It means the world. I'm very grateful, and the best part is that I have my mom with me.
That's wonderful. Congratulations on all your success. Enjoy the show tonight. I'm here with Ashley and Sarah. What does it mean to both of you to be here?
I love being with Ashley.
I love being with Sarah. Sarah's the best, and I'm sorry.
No.
You look amazing.
It's insane.
We know.
Amazing. As you went across.
We look amazing. We know.
It's very fun.
So great to see both of you. You're crushing it. Yes.
These are from Shrimp Tower. Do you care?
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's so
the
great.
sketch Shrimp Tower.
Oh, I was like, the place Shrimp Tower?
I love to see Shrimp Tower.
That's Shrimp Tower.
The one, the only Michael Longfellow, SNL50. Michael, what does it mean to be here?
It's crazy. It's the best. I'm lucky and blessed and grateful, and I just want to do right by the opportunity.
Are you starstruck seeing all of the old eras, all the old cast members?
I thought I met everyone that made me go ooh, and I met Eddie Murphy, and I was a little boy.
I'm absolutely sure about that. Are you going to be in the show tonight, or the new cast is not really going to do too much?
We'll see.
All right, I guess we will see, but you're having a great season. You've just gotten a lot of stuff on the show in the last few weeks, so I feel like 2025 is your year at SNL.
No. I was in Jersey, and my girlfriend and I were walking on the boardwalk, and we went to this psychic lady. We'd never done it. It was just for fun. She said it was going to be a big year. She told me I was a medieval boy that watched my mother get attacked, and that's why I have anxiety. But other than that...
It's so nice to see you. I actually saw you at Just for Laughs a few years ago at the carpet. It's so great to see you again. Traffic Altercation, to me, is still one of the best sketches of the last few years. People love it. Do you know they brought it back recently?
I know.
I was expecting you to be in there.
Well, I wasn't there that week, nor was I hosting, but I thought it was fantastic. I think it's really cool to be part of a sketch, doing that with Mikey, and part of originating a sketch that then becomes something that's going to be repeated. I mean, I think it's an honor to see a sketch be repeated on SNL, and to be a part of one that was the first, and now it's being repeated. Those are the kinds of things that really matter for SNL. I think having sketches that, oh my God, I'm watching this week and they're doing this sketch. Drunk Uncle used to be my favorite for that reason. And watching how they change, especially when it's something that's more of a cast piece, watching how they incorporate a new host into it. So I was just honored to be a part of the first one.
You're one of the best hosts of the last few years. We know we're going to see you again. I know I know you're going to be part of it tonight, but I can't wait till you host again. It means a lot for a lot of people. Just they love your show and love to getting you on SNL. So welcome back.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys do good work. You help me keep track of how many people have hosted how many times. So thank you.
Nate, you become one of the new great SNL hosts, hosting back-to-back seasons. You're on a trajectory right now. What does that mean to you to be a part of SNL history right now?
It means the world. I mean, I didn't, honestly, it was with my career, I didn't think I was going to get to be a part of SNL, I never auditioned early on or anything. So for it to be a part of it and to play in my career, it really had a big effect on my career. So it's you feel really a part of it is the best thing ever. It's a surprise for where I'm at and where my career was, and so to get to be even in this world is amazing.
See, I remember watching you do stand-up on Fallon when he first got The Tonight Show, and just to see your trajectory and where you've gone in 10 years, it's unbelievable, and I'm so glad SNL gets to celebrate you like that.
Oh yeah, they've a lot of stuff has been through NBC with Fallon and then Lauren now, and so everybody's been great, and I just kind of stayed through NBC, Tonight Show, all this, waited your turn, and then finally happened.
So you're on a streak right now. We could get 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row from you. Would you want to do it? Would you want to be that host a bunch of times?
Yeah, I would do it all the time. It's the most fun. It's the funnest week. You can do the monologue, and then you learn every time you come do it again. So then you're okay, I learned this, and then you change it up. And last time I felt like the second show, our sketches were different feeling, and so I like that. And so, I want to do it as much as they're letting me.
Keep crushing it, man. Great to see you. Enjoy the show tonight. Great to meet you, Nate. All right, that does it here for the Saturday Night Network's coverage of SNL50, the anniversary special, live at the red carpet. James, it was an absolute blast getting to talk to so many of our friends.
It was a dream come true. Thanks, John, for being here with me. This has been incredible.
Yeah, thanks to you, James, and this was awesome. If you did enjoy all of our coverage here today, give us a like, subscribe to the podcast, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, follow us at the SNL Network wherever you want to, so you can check out all of the podcast coverage we got going on celebrating the 50-year history of Saturday Night Live. For all of us here at the Saturday Night Network, I'm John Schneider.
And I'm James Stevens. Bye-bye.